Hello friends. So part 12 electrophilic addition to CC multiple bond. Topic is hydrogenation, that is addition of the simple molecule hydrogen. So hydrogenation, here we have taken the general structure of alkene. Okay, there may be any group present and we have used hydrogen gas in presence of metal catalyst. So this metal may be platinum, palladium, nickel, etc. Okay, and here both the hydrogen atoms, they are added from the same side. Okay, so basically the reaction occurs in the surface of the catalyst. So this is the metal surface. So here you can see this is actually our metal surface. So hydrogens, they will be linked to the surface by chemical bond. This is chemical bond, and this is known as basically chemisorption. So here this hydrogen, that is actually adsorbate, and the metal surface, that is adsorbate. Okay, that is the surface, the substance on which absorbate molecules are attached, that is adsorbate, and the substance that is attached on the surface of absorbent, that is known as adsorbate. So here hydrogen is adsorbate. Next, what will happen? The alkene, that will approach towards this metal surface, and only when it will be very close to hydrogen, then one of the hydrogen that is attached to this carbon, and now this hydrogen that is already attached and the other carbon that is making a bond with the surface of the catalyst. Next, the hydrogen, and remember, this is not necessary that the second hydrogen atom, it should be the part of the original hydrogen atom. It may be hydrogen atom from any other H2 molecule also. That is also possible, because in the surface there are so many hydrogens that are attached. Okay, though for simplicity here only 2 hydrogen atoms are shown. So finally what will happen, these hydrogens also will be added to this carbon, and finally the catalyst surface is free again, and another hydrogen, that is basically there are several hydrogen atoms already chemisorbed on the surface of the catalyst, and another alkene molecule may come again and there will be another reaction. And remember, this is heterogeneous catalyst, because the catalyst, it is solid surface is present. So the catalyst and the substance, they are not in the same phase. So that is why it is heterogeneous, not homogeneous. And this is our final product, where both the hydrogens are added from the same side. So this reaction, it involves first of all chemisorption. Second thing is stereoselective scene addition. And why it is, we are saying that stereoselective, not stereospecific, because it is not giving us 100% scene addition. There is some amount of anti-addition also. In the next slide we will focus on that. So that is the reason some anti-product that will also be obtained. Okay, that is trans product actually, by the method of anti-addition. And finally the metal catalyst, that is a heterogeneous catalyst, it is used because it lowers the activation energy by activating the reactants. Because if we do not use the metal catalyst, then the reaction will not take place at room temperature, because the activation energy, that is very high. That is why metal catalyst is used, to reduce the activation energy, so that we can do the reaction at room temperature. So why it is stereoselective, not stereospecific? Because here we are getting major product by scene addition, but we cannot say that it is exclusive. Some anti-addition that is also there. So how we can prove that? So we have started from this cis alkene, because methyl groups are on the same side, phenyl on the same side. Now if you follow the green arrow and red arrow, in both cases there is addition of hydrogen from the same side. So if we have started from the cis alkene, we will get these two types of product. Okay, and if you place a mirror here, you will see that these two are mirror image to each other, but actually these two are not enantiomer. Why? Because if you cut the molecule in this way, which is, suppose this is the plane, if you cut the molecule, then both half are actually equal. So these two compounds, though they are mirror image to each other, and if you do the nomenclature, that is RS nomenclature for these two carbon, you will also see that if one is R, another one will be S, and vice versa. But still these two compounds, as there is internal plane of symmetry, so that is why it is meso. And if we have started from trans, because now the same groups are on the opposite side, and after the reaction, that is both the hydrogens, it may be added from above, that is by following the red arrow or the green arrow, that is up and the bottom, both are possible. Okay, so these two molecules that we are getting, again if we place a mirror here, you will see these two are mirror image to each other. Okay, so basically now we are getting DL mixture, or we can say DL pair. So as from by, that is when we have started from Cis, we are getting meso compound. When we have started from trans alkene, we are getting DL pair. So it proves that the addition is syn addition. But in some cases there may be anti. Now how it is? So here we have taken again the trans compound. This is the trans alkene, right? Both the methyl group, they are on the opposite side. So these hydrogens, they are already adsorbed on the surface of the metal. This is metal surface. So after addition of one hydrogen, you can see now the CH bond is there. There may be rotation around this CC bond. This is rotation. So if there is rotation, suppose before another, that is second hydrogen is added to the second carbon, before that if there is rotation around this CC sigma bond, then what will happen? Now see, both the phenyl group and methyl group, they are on the same side, and then the next hydrogen is added. So now though both the hydrogens are added from the same time, but it is not added simultaneously. So that is why we are getting anti-product, anti-addition product. So in previous slide what we have seen, that from trans we have obtained DL pair, but here we have obtained meso compound. So this compound is meso, there will be a methyl. Okay, so if from starting from trans we are getting DL pair as well as meso, then it proves that there is both anti-addition as well as syn addition. Similarly, suppose you have started from Cis and you are also getting DL pair. Suppose DL pair is minor in this case and meso as major, then it means that some anti-addition is also there. And in case of trans, DL pair, that is actually major, and meso, that is minor. Fine. So it proves that there is also some amount of anti-addition. Next we will see the energy profile diagram, why we have used the metal catalyst. So this is the transition state when no catalyst is used. This is the transition state with catalyst. So this is the energy difference when we have used the catalyst. This amount of energy, that is lowered. Okay, so that is the purpose of using catalyst. Now this is the energy of our starting alkene, and this is energy for the final product. So there is energy difference del E. Now this del E is actually known as heat of hydrogenation. So it is the amount of heat evolved when 1 mole of an unsaturated compound is hydrogenated. So this is the energy difference between the starting molecule material and the product. And this del E, from this value of del E, we can identify, we can get some idea about the stability of the starting unsaturated compound. And how we can get that we will see in the next slide. Here we have 3 compounds. Suppose this is A, this is B, and this is C. Now if you look at these 3 molecules, they are actually isomers. Okay, and after hydrogenation, whether you have taken A or B or C, after hydrogenation in presence of catalyst, there will be a common product, which is 2-methyl butane. So whatever molecule you have taken, it doesn't matter, there will always be that is the same hydrogenated product. So A, that is least substituted, and C, that is most substituted. All are alkene isomer of C5H10. So here the most stable alkene is C. So if I write the stability order, it is C, then B, then A, because higher is the substitution, higher will be the stability. Though there are same number of carbon and hydrogen, but this is the most substituted alkene. Now if you look at this energy diagram, this is the final product, that is, suppose it is product P, then this is the energy of P. Now see the energy difference of C and P, it is del HC, and the energy difference del HB, that is for B and P, and del HA, that is for A and P. So here we are, what we are seeing, that del HA, that is greater, after that it is del HB and del HC. So higher is the stability of the alkene, lower is the heat of hydrogenation. So heat of hydrogenation, suppose it is HOH, so we can write that stability of alkene, it is inversely proportional to heat of hydrogenation. Okay, so higher is the stability of alkene, lower will be the heat of hydrogenation, and vice versa. So if we have this experimental value of heat of hydrogenation, we can easily understand that which alkene is most stable and which alkene will be least stable. Okay, we just need the experimental data. Here we have another table where you can see that this is the simplest molecule, and as we are moving down, there is increase of substituent. So here if you replace one of the hydrogen by methyl group, you will get this molecule. So this is mono substituted, then di substituted. Now under di substituted, there is cis and trans. Now we know that cis is always less stable compared to trans, and that is also clear from the heat of hydrogenation value. Trans is more stable, that is why its value is less. And remember why there is always a negative sign, because this is the energy liberated. It is exothermic reaction, the product having lesser energy compared to starting material. So that is why energy is liberated and there is a negative sign. Okay, negative sign, that is common, but we have to focus on the numerical value. The numerical value is always more when the alkene is less stable. And negative 28.6 means this amount of energy is liberated. So higher amount of energy is liberated in case of cis compared to trans. Next, as we move down, there is some more examples. So from this value, we can easily identify which alkene will be more stable and which alkene will be less stable. Fine. So that's all about this hydrogenation, but there will be some more on this same topic, that is the hydrogenation topic. It will be continued in the next video also, where we will discuss about hydrogenation in case of alkynes. Okay, and we will also see that hydrogenation is also possible without the metal catalyst. Some other process is also there. So if you find the video helpful, please like, share and subscribe. I'll meet you in the next video. Until then, goodbye and thank you for your time.